Hey everyone, super excited to be here. Today we're going to talk about building a strong defense, basically best practices in securing DeFi protocols. My name is Yaniv Nissenboim. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Exagate with over 20 years of experience in cybersecurity and a serial entrepreneur. Now, everybody here, I'm guessing, love to build Lego, right? And DeFi is a money Lego. Like, unlike the early days of crypto where systems were very simple, now we're talking about complex systems with many moving parts, from Oracle to smart contract that you are dependent on, to token that you're dependent on, to configuration and many, many moving parts that just makes security very, very complex. So it's not only that everything is open, accessible, we have multiple attack vectors, from cyber exploits to financial exploits to third-party dependencies to administration, governance, and many more. And it makes the hacker lives like very, very easy. They are highly motivated into hacking into this DeFi protocol. And again, it's not only like the systems are complex, they have many moving parts, everything is open. We have direct access to money, direct access to value. Now, a hacker in the traditional world, when he hacks something, you need to do some sort of a ransomware or to start a negotiation with the team to get money. Here, we are one transaction away from getting a protocol wiped and a hacker getting all of the funds. And we are seeing all across like the last year and before that, and I think like just the presenter before me from Quantum just like showed all of the hacks that happen. We're seeing it happening all the time, right? So it's not a question of if, and we're working with many protocols and many prospects, and like they're asking us, I'm not sure I will be hacked, I'm battle tested, I did so many audits, and we're saying to them all the time, it's not a question of if, but rather when. So what can be done? So first thing is get visibility and prepare. And I think that if you were here earlier today, so Heidi from Coinbase 0x Labs team talked about it so much. It's prepare, prepare, prepare. In some point in time, you're about to get wrecked. I can see you here. So how you get visibility and prepare, right? So first thing is you need to map. This is mapping your known threats. So this is what you're doing with companies like Certora, with formal verification, with auditing. You need to map your invariants. You need to map your first-party code. You need to hunt the zero-day vulnerabilities. You need to map all of your third-party dependencies. And this is just the first step. Then you need to go and review your internal security procedures. So you need to understand how you assess risk. Which personnel do you have in place? What are your access controls? So for example, like in Muted panel about bridges, so many hacks happen because like people don't really manage their multi-sigs, right? So you need to understand your security procedures. Then you need to take into account the way that your protocol operates, like who is or what is the profile of your ecosystem, right? What is your risk tolerance? What is significant loss meaning to you? Because, for example, not all protocols can pause their smart contract, right? So this is something which is very important. And again, prepare, prepare, and prepare. In some point in time, the worst case scenario will happen. And then this is the moment in time where you will be asked to give answers to the ecosystem, right? So I want to talk about how we are moving from periodic audits into ongoing protection. So you did an audit, right? You hunt for the zero-day vulnerabilities. Now you need to basically shift this paradigm. And instead of hunting for vulnerabilities, you want to start hunt for the threat themselves. You want to hunt for the hackers, right? So this is the next step after an audit. So you need to have, and we talked about it a lot here, you need to monitor for threats. And again, you're monitoring for the activity on-chain, for the malicious activity on-chain, because you want to detect this malicious activity before it impacts you. You need to have the remediation plan, right? And having the remediation plan is for each and every type of alert, because there will be alerts that you won't have time to react on. So they need to be automated. There will be alerts that can be semi-automated. There will be alerts that you will have a team inside. You will maybe take your developers. Maybe you need to have a security researcher in place. But eventually, you need to have playbooks and prepare for everything. And of course, incident response, right? Worst case scenario happened. What do? You need to have red team. You need to have proper war rooms. You need to coordinate everything, and we'll touch upon it soon. So the three pillars of ongoing protection, the way that we see it, and I'm guessing everybody in this auditorium from the space can relate to that. So you need to have early detection. Time is really important in DeFi. We are one transaction away from getting wiped. You need to be very accurate. And of course, I can't say that we are 100% accurate. And if you will hear a security company saying that they are 100% accurate, they lie, right? You need to minimize the false positive rate. You need to have, I'm guessing, more than, like in traditional cybersecurity, in some cases, even more than one threat feed, because you want to increase your accuracy, and you need to have a way to minimize the response time. So how can we manage pre and post incidents? I want to give you a glimpse of how we work with our customers. Basically, our concept of pre-incidents response, right? So if you take a look, and we did it, and I think this is one of the benefits in crypto, in blockchain, everything is on-chain. So you get data from the Genesis block. It really helps us to build the models. So you basically try to track malicious activity. And malicious activity follows specific pattern, right? So it starts with funding. And in funding, your goal or our goal is to detect this like funding signals on chain, right? When we understand that there is like a malicious funding, we want to collect the signals and let the security team of the protocol that something bad is about to happen, but it's still not decisive. It's just funding, right? But you collect the signals. You want to reduce the noise. You want to reduce the noise in the system. Then you are in the preparation phase where the attacker is deploying a malicious smart contract. This is where you want to start to react upon, right? So we will send an alert to the security team, and then we want to see how they are blocking the malicious activity. Again, this is not one size fits all, right? You need to have the proper incident response plan. You need to know what to block, when to block. But the goal will be of when the hacker will run an exploit, you will be protected, and the next phase, which is laundering, will just not happen, right? Because you won't be hacked. But worst case scenario happened. So post-incident, what do? First, pause everything. Like we've been in dozens of war rooms. We contacted protocols when they got hacked, and we said to them, pause the protocol, and they take their time. And like the first hack was small, the second one just wiped everything, right? So you want to avoid the next hack. You need to be able to open a war room, and everybody opens a war room, right? It's on Telegram, it's chaotic, right? Everybody asks, who knows Coinbase? Who knows Binance? You need to be able to prepare in advance. In the war room, you communicate with your community, right? You do a triaging. You do a full process of understanding what is happening and what are the next steps. One of the next steps will be contacting the law enforcement. You need to give them reports. You need to contact centralized exchanges. You need to contact Circle. You need to contact Tether. And why is that? Because you want to limit the blast radius, right? You want to be able to freeze assets. And of course, you want to track the funding sources of the attacker, because in many cases, it will allow you to identify his identity. Thanks. If you want to learn more, here's our contact details.